Hey guys, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a quick knife video. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on this RealSteel Phasma. It is a variant. You guys already know what I think of the Phasma. I've reviewed the stainless steel version and I loved it. And I still love this design. And this is essentially just a fancied up version. This is sort of a full dress Phasma, if you will. We have Damascus up front here on the blade. It's N690 Damascus. And then we have this Titan Damast is what RealSteel calls it, inlaid onto the handle on both sides. I will say, from a design standpoint, if you're going to do an inlay like this, it's really, really nice to do it on both sides. Milled titanium clip, of course, titanium scales here. It's a frame lock. RealSteel normally does a great job with knives like this, but I have to say this is probably the most disappointing thing I have ever seen from RealSteel. Jake from Canadian Cutting Edge reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to check this out, and because I love the design, I was really, really excited to do that. And so he went ahead and sent it. By the way, if you don't watch Jake's videos, go and check him out. He does a nice job. Lots and lots of budget stuff on the channel. Um, anyway, so it showed up here and I opened it with considerable anticipation. Like I was thinking to myself, you know, boy, I love the Phasma. So this has potential to be a really, really exciting knife. And I was pretty excited to put it on camera and share it with you guys. And then when I took it out of the box and tried to open it, I have to say it was a pretty big letdown. The action on this knife is truly horrible. The detent is a bit stiff. It's not terrible. You can see I can deploy the knife there, and actually deploying it quickly like that is the best thing you can do, because man, if you have to feel this going through its range of motion, it literally, it feels like right before this I dumped a bunch of sand into the pivot here and it's just gritty and rough and horrible. In fact, I haven't done that. What I actually did was take it apart and clean it and try to get it as best I could, and it's still terrible. So I don't know, guys. So pretty big disappointment on this one. And so this is not going to be a super long video because um, you already know what I think of the Phasma. I love the design. And normally, RealSteel, in fact, I would almost go so far as to say that of the budget brands that are out there, RealSteel would be probably top contender for the best action. Like some of the RealSteel Lynx, for example, the Megalodon, you know, those I would consider to be about the best action for per dollar that you can get. And they have other great knives, the H6, the Phasma, the Rocut. I mean, yeah, the Phasma. So they normally knock it out of the park, which is why this knife is so perplexing. Here is a knife where they're going to pull out all the stops, and the only stop they forgot to pull out was, you know, the one that keeps the blade from opening well. It's just truly bad. So big disappointment here, guys. I hope that this is just a one-off because these are expensive. I think they're like 350 bucks or 360 bucks or something like that. And if you paid $360 for this knife and got one that feels like this, wow, I would be so upset. Thankfully, I didn't have to pay for this one, and man, am I ever glad that I didn't. But all I can say is, unless you can find some kind of affirmation either from RealSteel or from wherever you're buying this from, avoid this knife. It feels so bad and so uncomfortable. The detent is a little stiff, but that I could get past. And there are various ways that you can adjust the detent to fix it if you needed to. But for this knife, it's not just the detent. It is the feel of this blade moving through its range of motion is actually just terrible. I can't show it to you on camera. I can show you one thing that may account for it. You can see right here, see that detent line? It's almost like they put a grooved line in here, and instead of like milling a soft line, it's like they pounded it in or scraped it out with a chisel or something, and it's just truly horrible. So that's the main story here, guys. Other than the action, look, this is a pretty cool looking knife. This is Balbachdamast. And it's his, hold on, I got it written down here. It's his ferrous pattern. So Balbachdamast has been used on a couple of other RealSteels, and it's decent looking Damascus, right? It's not bad. This is, of course, the ferrous pattern, and of course, he has others. When you look down here at the Damas, I've got it kind of oiled up with my hands, but let me just give it a quick clean. I don't have any acetone or anything, but you can see it's pretty decent looking finish there. Like this is a very attractive knife, and I could absolutely see loving this because it's sort of, I've often talked about how if you get a knife and you absolutely love it, then it's sometimes nice to get an upgraded version because you kind of already know, that you're going to love the knife. It's just a matter of dressing it up so you can, kind of really, take out all the stops and make something really, really cool. And so I really wanted this knife to be that, and instead it's a huge disappointment. Anyway, as you know, I think the Phasma is an absolutely great knife. Highly, highly recommend the budget version. I think Slicey Dicey has done a review on the other high-end version. So there is a plain titanium frame lock with, I think, M390 steel, and Slicey Dicey seemed pretty impressed with it. So if you want a high-end version of this knife, that's where I would look. This one, I don't know, something is messed up about it. Maybe it's just something that happened to this particular one at the factory. I really, really hope that's the case, because this is like the worst thing I've seen from RealSteel. They normally do such a great job. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will put some links down in the description box to channel sponsors. If you use those links, that does help the channel. And I will give you one last look at this knife before we go, because it is beautiful. So nice looking here, and I wanted to be so stoked and just be able to rant and rave about how amazing this knife was, because it certainly looks amazing, and instead I had to share my disappointment with you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Again, we'll talk to you soon.